President Bill Clinton, who is a far bigger name and a far heavier hitter on the world stage than Prince Andrew, was a far greater friend and for far longer than Prince Andrew.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 GB News fails.
You've seen the papers, if you've seen Twitter, some people think it's really funny to send in texts and messages that on the basis that if we read them out, you know, we've been had.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. That's right, we'll be looking at the times when things on the fledgling news channel didn't work out as planned. Got a favourite GB News fail? Don't be shy and let us know in those comments below. Number 10, Bruce Daisley interview.
Something to untether us from the addiction that we've got to cities. Actually, it could be transformational for the towns and villages around the country.
The danger of more opinionated news show hosts is that you run the risk of being schooled by a guest who really knows their stuff. And that's exactly what happened when anchor Colin Brazier interviewed former Twitter Vice President Bruce Daisley. The host was attempting to make a point about the death of British high street shops as a result of the COVID pandemic. But Daisley hit back with facts and figures suggesting the opposite was true.
There's been a revival of the small shops, the butchers, bakers at the end of streets,
Really? Bruce?
the cafes
Bruce,
that are doing...
where do you live, Bruce?
Absolutely.
Brazier's head was in his hands as the ex-Twitter man suggested the host was trying to suggest something was there when it's not. It all got rather heated and rather awkward, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, look, it's your opinion if I'm talking out the top of my hat, but many people will go into their town centres today and they will see town centres which have been hollowed out.
Number 9, comedian flashes his bum.
Hello, I am a great fan of your work and also a great fan of comedy. I am a man who loves to laugh.
There's an old saying in the world of live TV, if there's a bare bottom on screen, you're in trouble. Okay, so that might not actually be a real saying, but the point still stands. Unfortunately for host Dan Wooten, that became a reality when internet personality Adam Bachitti called in via video link. He posed as a regular guest, asking a question to Wooten and guest Lawrence Fox, all while displaying his buttocks in the mirror. Astonishingly, Wooten and Fox were completely oblivious, but viewers at home and the internet were not. You just can't get away with a bare bum. Number 8, viewers outside of London. A big part of the GB News mission statement is their attempt to break through what they perceive as being the liberal London elite and appeal to people outside of the capital. They celebrated this with a tweet about how proud they were that over 80% of their audience is from outside London, which would have been all well and good had that statistic not been more or less in line with the population split of the UK anyway. Wikipedia suggests 13.4% of the UK's populace live in London, so if around 20% of GB News viewers are from the capital, if anything, its audience is proportionately biased towards London. This tweet was not the win they were looking for. Number 7, typos, lots of them. Everyone makes the odd spelling error from time to time, but GB News made so many in their first few weeks on air that it became a matter of when, not if, viewers would spot them. Dan Wooten's The Big Question segment appeared on graphics as The Big Uesian, while a segment on language was spelt rather ironically as Langage. Pension appeared as the rather unfortunate Penison, and they couldn't even get regular guest Lawrence Fox's first name right. It was all rather embarrassing for the station. It's very hard for your stories to carry weight when you can't even spell correctly. Number 6, brands removing adverts. Unless you're the BBC, every channel needs a healthy roster of commercials to pay the bills and keep afloat. So, when a whole raft of big companies pulled their adverts from GB News after just a few days of broadcasting, it spelled disaster. Kopparberg, IKEA and Nivea were among the huge names to remove their commercials early doors, with IKEA citing humanistic values as their reasoning, and Kopparberg claiming they were unaware their adverts were being broadcast on the new channel. At such an early stage in the life of GB News, this was a huge hurdle to climb, and for many proved an insurmountable hit to its reputation. Number 5. Technical issues.
The aviation industry has been described as being on its knees due to the ongoing travel restrictions. So, a day of action is being held by the UK travel... Sorry, I'm laughing because it's like banging the studio.
Nothing makes viewers turn off quicker than sloppy production value, and nothing symbolises that more than technical errors.
And now, for those whose favourite thing is the weather, here's the weather.
GB News was littered with them in the first month on air, from distracting banging noises off set to off-air chat being broadcast live to the nation, from awkward pauses to studio hands walking directly across the camera and blocking presenters, you name it. It probably happened on GB News. With so many happening on such a regular basis, it became hard to watch the channel for anything other than the comedy value.
Minister for Crime and Policing, Kit Malthouse, joins us after the break. Stay with us on GB News.
Looking forward to speaking to the Minister.
Indeed.
On the back of the rape figures. Awful.
It was very hard to take the news story seriously with so many basic errors cropping up so frequently.
Beautifully sung, kids, by the way. I mean, well done, but quite shocked, really.
Number 4, Lady Colin Campbell. GB News courted its fair share of bizarre interviewees, but none went down quite as badly as socialite and royal family biographer Lady Colin Campbell, who appeared on Dan Wootton's show.
Jeffrey Epstein was a paedophile because
he was a paedophile.
No, paedophile is prepubescent.
Campbell made the astonishing decision to defend both Prince Andrew and the disgraced Jeffrey Epstein on the show, suggesting that they were merely scapegoats for the reportedly far worse crimes of former US President Bill Clinton.
Let's remember that President Bill Clinton, who is a far bigger name and a far heavier hitter on the world stage than Prince Andrew, was a far greater friend and for far longer than Prince Andrew.
The interview was a real car crash and came at a time when GB News were attempting to be seen as a mainstream news channel. The outlandish and controversial nature of Campbell's comments did little to help its cause.
Prince Andrew is to a large extent a distraction so that Bill Clinton will actually be kept out of the fray.
Number 3, 0 viewers. We'll never know exactly what GB News chiefs were hoping for when they launched the channel, but we're pretty sure it wasn't to have 0 viewers. Unfortunately for them, and fortunately for the channel's many detractors, that's exactly what happened. A viewer boycott following presenter Guto Hari's decision to take the knee in support of the England football team meant that, at 2 different times, GB News had no recordable viewers in the UK.
We should all take the knee. In fact, why not take the knee now and just say, it's a gesture, but it's an important gesture.
Earlier, Welsh media had reported the channel was seeing lower viewing figures than the Welsh language version of Paw Patrol, which was bad enough. But no audience at all? That is almost impossible to fully recover from. Number 2, Alan Sugar interview. As far as big names to get on air for the very first programme on a new channel go, Lord Alan Sugar was a great booking. At least, it was on paper. In practice, Sugar did not take too kindly to Dan Wootton's line of questioning in an interview that was dubbed a car crash by many on social media.
Have you taken the knee?
Pardon?
Have you taken the knee?
Well, where would I take the knee? In Sainsbury's?
Well, Keir Starmer seemed to just do it in an office.
Bloody question. Honestly, I don't play football.
The anti-woke host was clearly angling for an answer he liked when he asked Sugar if he supported taking the knee, but didn't get it. The Apprentice host said he was all in favour for it, and when he asked if he had taken the knee himself, Sugar called it a bloody stupid question. It was painfully awkward for Wootton.
How would I take the knee?
Well, people were doing it everywhere. Keir Starmer just did it in an office. I mean, personally, do you believe in it?
Well, he's a nutter, so, I mean, you know, what Don't compare me to him. What a bloody stupid question. Do I take the knee?
Number 1. Dirty name pranks.
Some people think it's really funny to send in texts and messages that, on the basis that if we read them out, you know, we've been had.
Viewers who weren't so keen on GB News quickly spotted a way to trip it up. Message in with fake dirty names. And unbelievably, it worked every time. All of the old classics got past presenters who read out messages from the likes of Mike Hunt, Mike Oxlong, and Cleo Torres. It ended in an incredible rant from anchor Simon McCoy, who scolded the pranksters live on air and told them to grow up.
Well, to the person who's just messaged, grow up.
The rude jokes had clearly taken their toll on the presenter, but for viewers, it remained a delightfully puerile source of entertainment that never aged. The old jokes are classics for a reason. Thanks for the laughs, GB News.
And Mike Oxlong has emailed me saying that he agrees with me.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.